Okay, let's get to it, folks. I have been telling you for quite some time about one of the things that bothers me about Donald Trump. And I don't know why I haven't heard anybody else pick up on this. But it gets to me maybe because I'm a libertarian. Maybe because I absolutely believe that no act which you may commit should be a crime, should be judged to be a crime, unless that act interferes with another person's exercise of their rights to life, liberty, and property through either force or fraud. And my libertarianism is probably quite extreme for some people. For instance, I do not believe that it is the government's place to tell you who to go to for medical care, who to go to for legal advice. You get my drift? You get where we're going? Yeah, I don't believe the government should license lawyers or doctors. In fact, for about our first 150 years, in other words, for more than half of the time the United States has been in existence, the government did not license people to practice medicine. And that's the way it should be today. Well, you say, and it's a perfectly legitimate question, how in the hell is anybody going to figure out who is qualified to provide them with medical care and who is not? Well, the answer is simple. Private accreditation agencies like the American Medical Association. If you want to be recognized as qualified in your field, you meet the requirements of the American Medical Association, the AMA, or some other accrediting agency. And then the consumer can say, well, this guy passes himself off as being a doctor, but he doesn't have the AMA initials after his name. So therefore, I should question his qualifications and look into this a bit further. And ditto for lawyers, the American Bar Association, or some other accrediting agency. What used to be called the American Trial Lawyers Association, now I think it's called I don't know what. They put the word justice in there somewhere. Carry it further. I do not believe that the government should be able to tell a woman, for instance, that she can, on the one hand, work for 40 hours a week for $10 an hour, if that's the wage she negotiates, and we're going to get into that here in a few minutes, making $400 for a week, but that same woman cannot sell sexual services to one person for one evening for that same $400. Whose rights to life, liberty, or property are being violated by prostitution? Whose rights to life, liberty, or property are being violated by somebody smoking marijuana? Oh, Boortz, you want people to be out there driving high on marijuana. Oh, you dumb, stupid asshole. That's not what I am saying at all. I am saying that you should not be prohibited from simply smoking marijuana by the government or shooting up heroin, for that matter. But when you get on the taxpayer-funded highways, you, by applying for and accepting a driver's license, agree to abide by certain rules and regulations. The violation of your agreement will bring penalties, sometimes harsh. If you own a 500-acre ranch or farm somewhere with little dirt roads on it all over the place, and you want to drive on those dirt roads while you're high on marijuana, fine. Knock yourself out. Do it. You're not driving on public highways, and you are not subject to any sort of an agreement which states you will not do this. This is a simple point that so many people just absolutely miss. I remember when the Obamacare argument was going on. Well, you're required to have insurance on your car. So why can't you be required to have health insurance? Well, sweetheart, you're not required to have insurance on your car unless you drive it on the public roads. Go to a NASCAR event. Do you think those cars are insured? And look for a license plate. Oh, you don't see one. Well, I thought all cars were supposed to have license plates, and check those drivers, see if they have a driver's license. You know what? It's not required. And why not? They're on private property. Why can't people get this idea through their heads? Okay, that's how libertarian I am. Now, Donald Trump this morning sent out a tweet. And like I said, I'm sick to death of this guy repeatedly, over and over, saying what people should and should not be allowed to do. It is not the role of the President of the United States to tell people what they should and should not be allowed to do. If you want to be a private real estate developer, fine. You can get up there, cut a ribbon, the grand opening of your newest grand resort, and sit there all day long and talk about what people should and should not be allowed to do, but you don't have any force of law behind that, so go ahead and flap your gums. But when you become the President of the United States and you're appointing attorney generals and you're making decisions on what legal actions the executive department will get behind, what legal actions the executive department will oppose, well, damn it, how about putting your mind in gear before you put your mouth in motion? What the hell do you mean shouldn't be allowed to? Now, the tweet he sent out this morning was, nobody should be allowed to. Those are four of his favorite words. Should be allowed to, or shouldn't be allowed to. He repeats those over and over and over again. Reporters shouldn't be allowed to write this, that, or the other thing. Broadcasters shouldn't be allowed to say this, that, or the other thing. Individual American citizens shouldn't be allowed to do this or that. This is no small thing, folks. This shows a mindset in this man. This favorite phrase, shouldn't be allowed to. This shows a mindset. It shows the mindset of a despot and a tyrant. Wake up. So Donald Trump says that, where is it? Did I lose it? Hold on a second. Here we are. Nobody should be allowed to burn the American flag. If they do, there must be consequences. Perhaps loss of citizenship or a year in jail. You asshole. Don't you understand? I don't like people burning the American flag either. I would probably do something to try to stop them. But for some people, it is a symbolic expression of their thoughts and their feelings at that time. It may be thoughts and feelings that you do not agree with. It may be a protest that you think is asinine. They may be supporting a cause that you do not support, but they are, in the act of burning that flag, expressing their displeasure, their disgust, their concern with something. It is free speech, and you don't stop them from doing that. You don't take away their citizenship, and you don't lock them in jail for a year, you asshole. Donald Trump caught hell for this all day long, as well he should. Now, I really don't know why, but Brett Baer does not like me even a little bit. And neither does Bill O'Reilly. And, well, I haven't been on Megyn Kelly's show forever, but she did have some purported conservative on there last night talking about this burning the American flag. And, of course it should be illegal. Yes, absolutely it should be illegal. Then he made this asinine comment. He said, if you burn anything else, you go to jail. Horseshit. Where in the hell did you come up with that? If you burn anything else, you go to jail. Am I going to go to jail if I burn a copy of the Constitution? Am I going to go to jail if I burn a copy of the Declaration of Independence? Am I going to go to jail if I burn a picture of Donald Trump? What do you mean, if you burn anything else, you go to jail? Where do they get people to put on TV to make asinine statements like that? I mean, where do they find those people? I know, dumb fuckistan. That's where they find them. I am going to go back to this burning the American flag thing before I move on, because something just occurred to me. What if we do get a law that makes it illegal for you to burn the American flag, and you get punished for that? How long is it going to be before it is also illegal for you to burn or piss on a picture of Muhammad? How long is it before it is illegal for you to burn a copy of the Quran? All of these symbols that mean something to somebody, how long will it be before all of these symbols are protected just like the American flag, and you can't pass gas on the street without offending somebody and violating one of these laws? Think about it.